Hello, my friend, and welcome. Before we begin tonight's journey, let me ask you something gentle, something simple. Globe showing Europe, Africa. Where in the world are you watching from right now? Are you curled up under soft blankets in the quiet corners of America, maybe drifting in a small town where the stars shine bright? Or perhaps you're tuning in from a busy city where the night hums outside your window. Wherever you are, take just a moment to let me know in the comments below. I love seeing the tiny map of the world light up with sleepy souls, each of you listening, breathing, and slowly surrendering to rest. So, take a slow inhale. Hold it for just a second. Let the day slip away like a tide retreating into the sea. Because tonight, we are going somewhere soft, mysterious, and endlessly calming into the waters of the Mediterranean to meet a creature that almost seems like magic itself. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to never truly grow old? To carry the secret of beginning again and again. Hidden in the gentle currents of the sea drifts a tiny being with that very gift. It's called Turritopsis dohrnii, but many know it simply as the immortal jellyfish. At first glance, it looks so fragile, like a crystal bubble, translucent and small, only about the size of your pinky fingernail. And yet, inside this delicate body lies one of the most extraordinary survival tricks in the natural world. Most creatures, including us, are born, grow, age, and eventually fade away. But the immortal jellyfish refuses to follow that rule. When it's injured, stressed, or even just worn down by age, it does something no other animal has mastered. It reverses its life. Like a butterfly becoming a caterpillar again, this jellyfish transforms itself back to its youthful stage, called a polyp. It doesn't fight death. It simply steps backward. And then it begins again. Imagine this for a moment. Your body grows old, tired, heavy with years. And then, suddenly, you shrink, soften, and return to your childhood form. A clean slate. A brand new start. That is the gift of the jellyfish. Scientists have watched it happen in laboratories, not once, not twice, but many times. A jellyfish floating gracefully one day collapses back into its earlier stage, resting at the bottom of the tank, and then, slowly, unfurls into youth again. It is as if time itself has folded, as if life has whispered, "Not yet." And the cycle can repeat over and over, indefinitely. Unless, of course, the jellyfish is eaten by another predator, or destroyed by chance. But if left untouched, its story might never truly end. Now pause here. Close your eyes if you like. Picture the dark blue waters of the ocean, silent except for the hush of waves above. Drifting in that stillness is a glowing drop of life, so small, so delicate, yet holding a power that seems almost otherworldly. The immortal jellyfish is not just a creature. It is a reminder, a whisper that nature's imagination is greater than anything we humans have dreamed. While we search in science and technology for ways to extend our lives, this quiet, translucent being already holds the secret of renewal. Not eternal youth in the way we imagine it, but an endless loop of beginnings. And isn't that thought so soothing? That somewhere in the ocean, there are lives that never quite close their circle? They drift. They pause. They reset. They drift again. Like the rhythm of waves against the shore, like the rhythm of your breathing right now. Beginning and beginning again. Some scientists call this creature biologically immortal. But immortality here does not mean invincible. It means adaptable. It means knowing how to return to softness, to youth, when the world becomes too much. And maybe there's a lesson for us in that too. We can't rewind time with our bodies, but maybe with our hearts, our minds, we can choose renewal. When life feels heavy, perhaps we too can step back, reset, and begin again, even if only in spirit. So as you listen to this story, drifting gently towards sleep, let the immortal jellyfish be a symbol for you. A symbol that you are not trapped in the weight of yesterday. That you can always begin again. Let your body sink deeper into your bed. Let your muscles soften like waves folding into sand. Let your breath become the slow pulse of the ocean tide. And imagine, just for tonight, that you too are floating, translucent, ageless, and endlessly beginning again. Because somewhere, right now, in the quiet Mediterranean Sea, a tiny jellyfish is doing exactly that. Not rushing, not worrying, not clinging to the past, just drifting, just resetting, just being. And you, my friend, can do the same. So close your eyes, breathe, and let yourself drift into the gentle, timeless ocean of sleep. Water wave sparkles. Before we go deeper into tonight's journey, I want to ask you something soft and simple. When you close your eyes and imagine a peaceful place, what do you see? Is it a quiet beach, waves rolling slowly under a silver moon? Or is it a deep forest, where tall trees rise like pillars of silence, and the ground is soft with fallen leaves? Evergreen tree. If the forest came to your mind, stay with me, because tonight we're stepping gently into the trees. Not just to see them, but to hear them. To listen to their whispers, their quiet conversations hidden in the earth beneath your feet. For a long time, we thought trees were solitary giants. Standing tall, each one alone, competing for sunlight, stretching higher and higher. But science has revealed something astonishing, something ancient and deeply beautiful. Beneath the forest floor lies a network, a living web made of fine fungal threads called mycorrhizae. So delicate you could never see them with your eyes alone. So vast they can stretch for miles underground. Through this hidden network, trees are not separate at all. They are connected. They share. They speak. Imagine standing in a forest, breathing the cool, green air. You see only the trunks and branches, but under the soil, roots are reaching, fungi are weaving, and signals are flowing. Sugars pass from one tree to another. Minerals are exchanged. Warnings are whispered. Pests are coming. Water is running low. Hold on, I will help you. Older trees, sometimes called mother trees, send food and strength through this underground web to the younger ones. A tall birch may give sugars to a struggling fir. A dying tree may send its last reserves into the earth, gifting life to those who remain. The forest, it turns out, is not a battlefield. It is a family, a quiet, pulsing community. And I want you to pause for a moment and just feel that. Feel the idea that even in stillness, even in silence, there is connection. Every tree is part of something larger, just as you are. Even now, as you listen in the soft glow of night, you are connected to me, to every other listener, to the great web of life itself. You are not alone. Not ever. Scientists call this network the Wood Wide Web. It's not a metaphor, it is biology. Tiny fungal filaments wrap around roots, linking one plant to another in a living internet. And like the internet, it carries information. But instead of messages on screens, these are whispers in sugar, in chemistry, in the secret languages of roots and soil. Sometimes, signals spread across the forest like ripples in a pond. A pest attacks one tree, and instantly, its neighbors prepare their defenses. Other times, nutrients flow from those who have plenty to those who are starving. It is generosity written into the earth. So, when you walk in a forest, know that you are stepping into a vast conversation. The creak of branches may be wind. The hush of leaves may be rain. But beneath you, a deeper dialogue hums, one that has lasted for millions of years. And tonight, as you drift toward sleep, imagine yourself lying on soft moss, the soil breathing under you. Imagine the roots reaching around you like gentle arms, carrying life and messages in every direction. A secret web of connection, hidden but very real. Now, take a breath. Slow and easy. Let your body feel like a tree in that forest, grounded, rooted, still. And just like the trees, imagine yourself connected to others through unseen threads of love, care, and understanding. Because just like the forest, your life too is part of something vast and unseen. Isn't it comforting to know that even in silence, you are surrounded by a community? That somewhere, someone is sharing energy with you, whether it's a smile, a kind word, or simply the knowledge that we are all woven together in the same web of life. The trees remind us that survival isn't always about standing tall alone. Sometimes it's about reaching out, sharing, supporting, becoming stronger together. So as you drift deeper now, let the image of the Wood Wide Web hold you. See yourself as one tree among many, supported, nourished, connected. You are part of a forest of souls, breathing and dreaming together. And tonight, the forest sings you to sleep. Evergreen Tree Milky Way. Now, let's shrink our imagination. Shrink it smaller and smaller until the vast universe fades into something microscopic. Because tonight, we are meeting one of the tiniest, strangest, and toughest survivors on Earth. They are called tardigrades, but many people know them by a sweeter name, water bears. At first glance, a tardigrade doesn't look like much. It is less than 1 millimeter long. Plump, slow-moving, with 8 stubby legs that end in tiny claws. Its round body almost looks like something from a child's drawing, soft, wobbly, almost cute. But do not let their size fool you. These creatures are warriors of survival. They have endured what no human, no elephant, no towering tree could withstand. Let me whisper their secrets to you. A tardigrade can survive the freezing vacuum of outer space. They can live without food or water for decades. They can endure crushing radiation that would kill almost anything else on Earth. They can be boiled. They can be frozen. And yet, they live on. It's as if nature created a tiny, indestructible guardian, hidden in the smallest drops of moss and water. Imagine now, you are lying by a quiet stream. The water sparkles in moonlight. On the rocks, soft moss grows. Hidden inside that moss, unseen by your eyes, thousands of tardigrades are moving slowly, gently, like little dream bears. And though you cannot see them, they are there, watching time pass in ways we cannot imagine. The secret of the tardigrade lies in a magical trick called cryptobiosis. When life becomes too harsh, when there is no water, or the temperature falls to extremes, the tardigrade curls into a tiny ball called a ton. In this state, its body shuts down almost completely. It doesn't eat. It doesn't breathe. It simply waits, for years, even for decades. And then, when conditions are kind again, when water returns, the tardigrade awakens. It stretches out its little legs and simply walks away as if nothing happened. Isn't that amazing? To sleep so deeply, to endure so much darkness, and still return to life? Perhaps, in a way, tardigrades are nature's lesson in resilience. They remind us that no matter how harsh life becomes, sometimes all you need is to rest, to pause, to wait for better days. And isn't that what you are doing now? Lying down, letting go, giving yourself permission to rest? You too are entering your own gentle form of cryptobiosis, sleep. A healing pause before the light of tomorrow. Crescent. Scientists once sent tardigrades into outer space. They exposed them to vacuum, to cosmic radiation, to conditions that would rip apart human cells in seconds. And yet, when they were brought back to Earth, many of them simply woke up, stretched, and carried on. It's almost as if they laughed in the face of the universe's harshest tests. Tiny, humble, unnoticed by most, and yet unbreakable. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself as a tardigrade, floating gently in a droplet of water, drifting among moss and tiny crystals of sand. The world around you is enormous compared to your size. But you are safe. You are strong. Nothing can harm you here. You curl up into a ball, tucking yourself in, letting the universe rage around you. But inside, you are calm. Inside, you endure. And slowly, you awaken again, refreshed, renewed, ready to walk forward once more. There is something comforting in knowing that such resilience exists, that life has placed such guardians on Earth. And though you may never see one with your naked eye, tardigrades are always near, hidden in the moss on a stone wall or in a droplet of dew on a blade of grass. They are tiny, but eternal. Just as your dreams tonight may feel small, soft, fleeting, yet they carry something eternal too. So as you drift now into deeper rest, hold the image of the tardigrade in your mind. Not as a strange little creature, but as a symbol of quiet strength. A reminder that no matter how fragile we seem, there is toughness in every heart. There is a survivor in you too. Sleep now, little dreamer. Let yourself curl into your own gentle tun. And tomorrow, like the tardigrade, you will rise again. Milky Way sparkles. But here's the mystery. It wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, billions of years ago, the air you are breathing now simply didn't exist. Our planet's skies were different. Alien. Unbreathable. Tonight, I'll tell you the story of how Earth changed forever. How tiny, unseen life forms released a breath so powerful it reshaped the destiny of the world. Imagine the young Earth, more than 3 billion years ago. The skies were hazy with methane and carbon dioxide. Volcanoes rumbled and spat fire into the air. Lightning cracked across endless storms. The seas boiled with minerals, thick and murky, carrying the raw ingredients of life. And in those seas, life had just begun. Simple, microscopic, fragile. Tiny bacteria floated, feeding on the chemistry of the oceans. There was no green grass, no animals, no forests. Only silence, water, and rock. Then, something extraordinary happened. A new kind of life appeared, small, blue-green organisms we now call cyanobacteria. They were humble, but they carried a gift no one else had, the power of photosynthesis. Using sunlight, they broke apart water molecules. They kept the hydrogen for themselves and released something new, something dangerous at the time. They released oxygen. At first, it was just a whisper of oxygen in the water. Tiny bubbles rising, vanishing. But slowly, steadily, the bubbles grew. Imagine millions of years passing by, each day a tiny exhale of oxygen from these invisible beings. At first, it didn't matter. The oxygen simply reacted with iron in the seas, staining the oceans red with rust. Layer upon layer of ancient rock still carries this memory, iron formations banded in stone, painted by the first breath of life. But the cyanobacteria did not stop. They kept breathing, kept releasing, until one day, the oxygen filled more than the seas. It reached the skies. And then, the world changed. For countless other organisms, oxygen was poison. It tore through their delicate chemistry, burning them from within. Mass extinctions followed. Whole lineages vanished into silence. But for others, oxygen was opportunity. A new power. A source of energy far greater than anything before. With oxygen, life could grow larger, stronger, more complex. Tiny cells became colonies. Colonies became organisms. And in time, organisms became ecosystems. This was the great oxygen revolution, the breath that made animals, plants, and eventually you and me possible. Pause here with me. Close your eyes. Breathe in again, slowly. And as you do, remember that every breath you take tonight is a gift from those ancient microbes. The same air that fills your lungs is the legacy of cyanobacteria, whispering across billions of years. You are, in a very real sense, breathing the memory of life itself. Sometimes I wonder, what did the earth sound like back then? The waves must have lapped against rocky shores, carrying strange foams and colors. The sky must have glowed differently, tinted by gases we no longer see. And somewhere, in shallow pools of warm water, those tiny organisms worked quietly, never knowing they were writing the future. Isn't it humbling that something so small could change something so vast? That the breath of invisible bacteria could one day lead to forests, whales, and human voices whispering through the dark, like mine to you tonight? Take another slow breath. Then up. Feel the air slip gently through your body. Feel how natural it is, and remember how unnatural it once was. How precious. How fragile. And as you drift deeper into rest, let this thought comfort you. Even the smallest, quietest things can reshape the world. Even you, in your quiet way, leave ripples that reach further than you know. So tonight, as your eyelids grow heavy, picture the ancient earth, the rust-red oceans, the strange skies, and then picture those first little bubbles of oxygen rising, breaking the surface, and floating upward toward the infinite sky. Bubbles that would one day become your breath. Bubbles that would one day become life's song. Bubbles that whisper to you even now, in the hush of night. Rest, breathe, and dream. Look at it. Now, close your eyes. Imagine a meadow filled with flowers. Soft petals, sweet scents, buzzing bees moving from bloom to bloom. It feels so peaceful, doesn't it? But hidden among the gentle blossoms are plants with darker secrets. They are hunters. They are patient. They are beautiful and deadly. We often think of plants as passive. They sit in the sun, drink water, stretch their leaves. But in certain corners of the world, evolution shaped plants into something different. Carnivorous plants. They don't chase their prey. They don't leap or strike. Instead, they wait. Silent. Still. And when the moment comes, they close, they trap, they feed. The most famous of these is the Venus flytrap. Imagine a green plant, low to the ground, its leaves split open like tiny jaws lined with delicate teeth. A drop of nectar glistens inside, a sweet lure for any curious insect. The fly lands, rubbing its legs together, exploring. It brushes against tiny hairs inside the trap, once, twice, and then snap. The jaws close. The fly is caught. The plant does not hurry. It does not kill immediately. Instead, it waits patiently as enzymes slowly dissolve the insect, drawing out the nutrients it needs. In this way, the Venus flytrap feeds not on sunshine alone, but on life itself. And yet, there is nothing violent about it. No sound, no struggle, only the quiet patience of nature. A reminder that hunger wears many forms, even in the silent world of plants. Far away, in the tropical forests of Asia, another hunter waits, the pitcher plant. Picture a leaf reshaped into a long, hollow cup. Its rim glistens with nectar, slippery and smooth. An ant climbs up, drawn by the sweetness. But the surface is too slick. It slips. It falls into the pool of liquid inside. The first, it swims, frantic. But the walls are too steep, too slick. And soon, the plant begins its slow feast. A picture is not just a trap. It is a world unto itself. Insects, raindrops, even tiny frogs sometimes fall in. Some never escape. Some adapt, learning to live inside the watery prison. But always the plant watches, patient, silent. And then there is the sundew, a plant as delicate as starlight. Its leaves are covered in glistening droplets, shining like morning dew. But this is no water. It is glue. An insect lands, enchanted by the sparkle. Its legs stick. It struggles, but the more it moves, the more it is trapped. Slowly, gently, the plant's arms curl inward, wrapping the prey in a deadly embrace. To us, it looks like beauty. To the insect, it is the end. Isn't it extraordinary? That even in the quiet, green corners of Earth, life finds such creative ways to survive? That plants, rooted and still, could become hunters, masters of patience, artists of subtlety? And yet, when we see them, we don't recoil in fear. We lean closer. We marvel. We whisper. Because there is elegance in their stillness. A calm reminder that power does not always roar. Sometimes, it waits in silence. Now, take a breath with me. Slow, gentle. Imagine yourself lying in a meadow, surrounded by grass and tiny flowers. A Venus flytrap waits nearby, its green jaws half open. A pitcher plant sways softly, filled with rainwater. A sundew sparkles in the light, jeweled with its sticky pearls. They are all around you, not threatening, not frightening, just existing, just being what they are. And you are safe among them, watching, drifting, breathing. Perhaps there is a lesson here, hidden in the silence of these plants. That survival can be graceful. That strength does not always need to be loud or cruel. Sometimes it is patient. Sometimes it is beautiful. And as you close your eyes tonight, imagine yourself as a gentle hunter too. Not chasing, not forcing, just waiting calmly for the right things to come your way. Because in nature, patience is power, and in sleep, patience is healing. So let the carnivorous plants stand guard in your dreams. Silent, still, shining softly in the night. And let their quiet strength guide you into deeper rest. For like them, you too can be both gentle and powerful. Milky Way seedling. Now close your eyes. We're drifting together out on the open sea. The horizon fades. The stars shimmer above. And below, the water is dark, endless, silent. But then, suddenly, softly, the darkness stirs with light. Tiny sparks of blue. Rippling trails of green. As though the stars themselves have slipped beneath the waves. Sparkles. This is bioluminescence, the living light of the ocean. Unlike fire or sunlight, this light comes not from heat, but from life itself. Tiny organisms create it with special chemistry, a gentle reaction inside their cells. Luciferin, the molecule of light, meets luciferase, the enzyme of transformation. And suddenly, a spark is born. But this is no ordinary spark. It glows cold, so endless. A light designed not to burn, but to mesmerize. Picture yourself swimming slowly through the water. Every movement of your hand sends ripples of blue glowing behind you. Every kick of your foot stirs galaxies into life. It feels like you're floating among stars, not in the sky, but in the sea. And in truth, the deep ocean is a universe of its own. Down where sunlight never reaches, life has invented its own stars. Some creatures use their light to lure. The anglerfish, drifting in the black, dangles a glowing orb from its head. Curious fish approach, drawn to the strange little lantern, and in an instant, jaws close. Dinner is served in silence. Others use their glow to hide. The squid, when chased, releases a shimmering cloud of light instead of ink, dazzling its predator just long enough to slip away. And still others glow simply to speak. A flicker here, a pulse there. Silent conversations in the dark, messages written in sparks across the water. Imagine being in that silence. The only sounds are your slow breaths. The only light is the glow of living beings all around you. Some drifting like lanterns in the current. Some flashing like fireflies of the sea. Some painting glowing trails behind them like comets. It feels otherworldly, but it is our world, our oceans, Earth. Even closer to shore, the magic continues. On warm nights, waves breaking on beaches can glow electric blue. Each crest bursts with sparks of light, as if the sea itself is alive, breathing fire. Children run along the sand, their footsteps glowing behind them. Boats cut through the waves, leaving glittering wakes. Everywhere, light dances where life stirs. It feels like walking in a dream. And yet it is not rare. It is not fantasy. It is science, and it is everywhere, waiting quietly until the right moment to shine. Perhaps that's the lesson bioluminescence whispers to us. That even in the deepest darkness, light waits. It may not always burn bright like the sun, but it glimmers softly, patiently, beautifully. Just like hope, just like dreams. Now, take a breath. Feel the rhythm of the waves moving with you, up and down, and out. Let yourself float in the dark ocean of your imagination, surrounded by lights. Tiny glowing plankton swirling around your arms. Shimmering fish darting past. A slow, glowing jelly drifting by, its body pulsing with soft blues and greens. The ocean is a lullaby of light. And tonight, it sings for you. Milky Way water wave. So as your eyelids grow heavy now, hold this image close. A night ocean, glowing with stars beneath the waves. Every ripple a spark. Every breath a shimmer. And know that even in your darkest nights, your inner light, too, waits quietly, ready to glow again when the moment comes. Sleep well, little traveler. The sea of stars will keep you safe. Sparkles. Settle in. Let your head rest heavy on the pillow. Let your breathing soften. And as you listen, imagine your body, not as one, but as many. a vast community, a galaxy of life. Inside you, trillions of tiny organisms live. Bacteria, fungi, viruses, archaea. They float in your blood, rest on your skin, and bloom in your gut. They are so small you cannot see them, but together they outnumber your human cells. In truth, you are more microbe than human, and yet you feel whole. You feel like one. Isn't that a gentle mystery? Think of your skin. It may feel like yours, but it's also home. A landscape where microbes build tiny cities. Some protect you, guarding against invaders. Others wait patiently, feeding on oils, balancing your body in ways you'll never notice. Now think of your mouth. Every breath, every sip, every word carries invisible life with it. A hidden chorus, humming softly within. But the richest garden of all lies deeper, in your gut. There, in the twisting tunnels of your intestines, lives a rainforest of microbes. Millions of species, each with their own role. Some help you digest food. Some craft vitamins you cannot make yourself. Some whisper messages to your immune system, teaching it how to defend, when to rest, when to heal. Even your mind listens to them. Yes, your mood, your feelings, sometimes even your thoughts, can be swayed by the tiny lives blooming inside you. They release chemicals that travel through your bloodstream, brushing against your brain like a soft breeze. And suddenly, you may feel calmer, or restless, or peace. Isn't it beautiful? That we are not alone, even in our own bodies. That within us, countless voices work together to keep us alive. Take a breath now. And imagine with every inhale, you are welcoming your inner universe. With every exhale, you are thanking it. A wordless conversation carried out in rhythm. Scientists say each microbiome is unique. Like fingerprints, no two are alike. Yours is shaped by the food you eat, the places you've been, the people you've touched, even the air you've breathed. Your inner world is yours alone. And yet, it is not fixed. It shifts, it grows, it heals, it adapts. Just like you. Just like life itself. So tonight, as you drift toward sleep, imagine yourself as more than a person. See yourself as a planet, teeming with life. Every cell a city. Every heartbeat a pulse of the universe. Every thought a cloud drifting across the sky of your mind. You are never just one. You are many. And that is not chaos. It is harmony. Let your eyelids soften. Let your breath slow. Picture the microscopic lives in you resting to a vast symphony, playing gently as you fall into dreams. The microbes are still there, keeping watch, holding you, nurturing you in silence. And as you let go of this day, remember, you are not alone. You are an ecosystem, a hidden galaxy, a world within a world. Sleep well, little traveler. Your inner universe is alive, and tonight it sings you to rest. Milky Way sparkles. Now, imagine the world around you. Not just people, not just cities, but forests, fields, and forests teeming with life you cannot even see. Let's start with ants. In the forests of South America, army ants march endlessly. They form living rivers across the jungle floor, moving together, flowing like a single organism. But then they encounter a gap, perhaps a fallen branch, a stream, or a wide crack in the earth. Most creatures would stop. Most would hesitate. But army ants, they do something incredible. They build bridges out of themselves. One ant clings to a branch. Another climbs on top. And another, until thousands link together. A flexible, living bridge forms. The colony crosses safely. And then, once the crossing is done, the ants unhook, dissolve the bridge, and continue their march. No leader directs them. No ant commands the others. Each one acts locally, following instinct and touch. Yet together, they create intelligence far beyond any single individual. A collective mind pulsing through the forest floor. And then there are trees. We often think of them as solitary giants, standing silently, rooted in place. But beneath the soil, a hidden network connects them all. This is the mycorrhizal network, or the wood wide web. Fungi link the roots of trees together, creating channels for communication. Older trees, sometimes called mother trees, share nutrients with saplings. They warn neighbors of drought, pests, or disease. A dying tree may pass its last energy to the forest. It is not conscious. It is not deliberate. But it is deeply cooperative. The forest becomes one breathing, sharing organism. A quiet intelligence expressed not in words, but in life itself. Now, let's enter the soil, where slime molds creep. These strange, single-celled organisms have no brain, no nervous system, and yet they solve mazes. They find the shortest path to food in laboratory experiments, spreading out and retracting until only the most efficient route remains. They do not think. They do not plan. And yet, intelligence emerges from their simple bodies. Slime molds, ants, and trees, so different, yet all show the same truth. Life does not need a brain to be clever. Wisdom can emerge from connection, from interaction, from patience. Take a deep, slow breath now. Imagine the forest beneath your feet, roots stretching like veins, fungi weaving secret tunnels, ants marching, building living bridges, and slime molds crawling quietly in the soil, mapping the best path. This is the hidden mind of the earth, a mind older and stranger than any human mind, a mind that thinks in patterns, pulses, and rhythms. Perhaps there is a lesson here for us. Even in your own life, even when you feel small, you are part of networks. You touch lives you may never see. You influence worlds quietly, unseen. And sometimes, intelligence is not about control, but about connection. Just like ants, trees, and slime molds, you can work in harmony with others. You can create beauty, efficiency, and wisdom without ever raising your voice. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine touching the branch of a mother tree. Imagine stepping carefully over an ant bridge. Imagine the soft glow of slime molds in damp earth. And now, imagine yourself as part of it all. Part of the forest, the soil, the network. Connected. Quiet. Infinite. As you breathe in, think of the paths you've walked today. As you breathe out, imagine the connections you've formed. Some visible, some invisible, some fleeting, some eternal. The forest reminds us, intelligence is not always loud. It does not need recognition. It emerges when life works together, silently, patiently, beautifully. And as your eyelids grow heavier, let that thought soothe you. Because like the forest, like the ants, like the slime molds, you are part of something larger than yourself. A living network humming quietly beneath the surface. Sleep now, little traveler. The collective minds of Earth will keep watch. Herb ant sparkles. Have you ever listened to the ocean in complete silence? Not just the waves, but the subtle rhythms beneath, the heartbeat of life itself? If so, leave a comment below. Tell me where you were and what it felt like to hear the pulse of the deep. Now, close your eyes. Breathe slowly. Let your body float like a leaf on the water. Tonight, we will drift with creatures who measure time differently, whose slow rhythms reveal secrets we often overlook. Let's start with whales. Beneath the surface of the ocean, they sing. Long, low, haunting songs that travel for thousands of miles underwater. Blue whales, the largest creatures to ever live on Earth, hum messages that echo from coast to coast. Humpbacks craft intricate melodies that evolve over time, passed down like ancient stories. These songs are not random. They are communication, culture, connection. Even without eyes on us, these giants speak across vast distances, their voices brushing gently against the ocean, carrying secrets of survival, of love, of family. Now, imagine a frog in winter. The wood frog of North America, resting beneath fallen leaves, under frozen streams. When the cold comes, it freezes solid. Its heartbeat stops. Its organs halt. Its blood turns to ice. But this is not death. It is patience, adaptation, cryogenic resilience that has evolved over thousands of years. And when spring returns, warmth seeps back into its body. The ice melts. The frog wakes, hopping back into life as if nothing happened. A miracle quietly repeated every year, hidden from our eyes. Even seeds and plants have their own slow pulse. Some seeds lie dormant for centuries, waiting for the perfect moment. Water, warmth, the right season, and life begins again. A single grain of stillness can hold the future in its tiny shell. And in every coral reef, built by polyps no larger than a grain of rice, the pulse of life continues. Fishes dart, crustaceans crawl, sea turtles glide, and the reef itself grows inch by inch, generation by generation. Life thrives, slowly, patiently, beautifully. Imagine now a quiet pond at night. The surface is still. A gentle ripple disturbs it occasionally, perhaps a fish, perhaps a leaf falling. Beneath, creatures are stirring in rhythms we cannot see. Tadpoles pulse through water. Microbes hum quietly, digesting, breathing, sustaining. Every movement measured. Every breath intentional. Life is not always urgent. Sometimes it is slow, deliberate, patient. Take a deep, soft breath with me. Imagine floating above these rhythms. The songs of whales echoing across oceans. Frogs frozen, then waking to life. Seeds, polyps, and plankton all pulsing gently in their own time. And now, imagine yourself syncing with that pulse. Your heartbeat slowing, your breath deepening, your mind softening. There is wisdom here, if we listen. Life does not always hurry. Sometimes the longest journeys are the quietest. Sometimes survival is measured in patience, not speed. Sometimes the most astonishing feats are hidden from view, unfolding slowly, in silence. And just as whales carry stories across oceans, and frogs endure freezing winters, so too can we endure, recover, and continue, one gentle, deliberate step at a time. As your eyes grow heavy, imagine drifting with the deep, blue whale songs vibrating softly in the water around you, frogs resting beneath ice, waiting for warmth, seeds lying silently in soil, ready to awaken. Life's pulse, unbroken, rhythmic, infinite. And let that rhythm lull you toward sleep. Let it remind you that even in darkness, even in stillness, life moves. Slowly, quietly, beautifully. You are part of this pulse. Your breath, your heartbeat, your dreams, all part of the slow rhythm of life. And tonight, you may drift deeper than ever before. Water wave sparkles. Close your eyes and imagine this. Every atom in your body, every molecule, every cell, once lived inside ancient stars. You are made of stardust. Long ago, billions of years before we walked the earth, massive stars burned, fused, and exploded. Calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen you breathe, all forged in the heart of collapsing stars. When they died in supernovae, these elements scattered across space, drifting slowly, patiently, until some came together to form planets, oceans, life. And now, here you are. A walking, thinking, dreaming galaxy of stardust. The universe made conscious. A miracle quietly unfolding, moment by moment. Look at your hands. Every finger, every line, every tiny detail. A map of cosmic history. Every heartbeat echoes the rhythm of ancient stellar pulses. Every breath you take carries the legacy of 1 billion years of physics and chemistry. You are more than human. You are a story written in light, in fire, in space. And yet you are also intimate. So, breathing, alive, and light. Light flows through life in mysterious ways. Some insects see ultraviolet, invisible to our eyes, revealing hidden patterns in flowers. Some oceans glow with bioluminescent waves, lighting the dark seas. Some fungi, deep in forests, release tiny sparks that guide unseen travelers. Light is everywhere. It is the language of life. The thread connecting atoms, cells, and planets. And now you are part of that luminous story. Take another breath. Feel the gentle pulse of your body. Imagine yourself as both tiny and vast. Inside you, galaxies of microbes hum quietly. Outside you, stars scatter their elements across infinite space. In between, your mind can wander, dream, wonder. This is the beauty of life, that we are both insignificant and infinite, that we are particles of dust and carriers of consciousness, that we breathe the history of the universe, and can, with each thought, imagine new worlds. Imagine floating above Earth. From space, our planet glows a soft blue. Oceans shimmer, forests whisper, clouds drift. Below, creatures sing, pulse, and survive. Above, stars blaze in the night sky, billions of light years away. And you are both observer and participant, a bridge between atoms and galaxies, between microbe and whale, between frozen frog and glowing plankton. Now, imagine a single leaf. Hold it in your mind. Its veins are rivers. Its stomata breathe. Its surface dances with sunlight. Every leaf unique. Every leaf a tiny universe. And then imagine a coral reef glowing at night. 1,000 colors, 1,000 lives, each moving with purpose. A living city, a masterpiece of time, patience, and connection. And finally, imagine yourself lying quietly, drifting with these rhythms. Your body, your mind, your breath, all in tune with the cosmos. Let this thought carry you towards sleep. You are made of stardust. You are a galaxy in motion. You are a living constellation. And tonight, as your eyelids grow heavy, remember, the universe is inside you, and you are inside the universe. Every heartbeat, every dream, every soft inhale. A whisper of cosmic wonder. A lullaby from the stars themselves. Sleep now, little dreamer. The galaxies will hold you. The oceans will cradle you. The forests will hum beneath your mind. And the stardust inside you will continue its quiet, endless journey. You are home. You are light. You are infinite. Sparkles Milky Way.